Hi, this is Dizzy, and this video is about the aspects of control that are involved with the illnesses of anorexia and bulimia. I will be mostly talking about anorexia and the effects that it has on people who have a lack of control within their lives. It's a very misunderstood disorder. Anorexia is not about weight. Weight is the mask of the control aspect. Someone with a low self-esteem, or maybe was a little overweight as a child, will use the weight aspect of anorexia to control what turbulence there is in their lives. Basically, what happens is, as a teenager, in most cases, I'm an adult, but in most cases, teenagers, young to mid-age, have developed these due to control issues, uh, predestined by prior weight issues or self-esteem issues. Uh, and I'm talking about anorexia, not anorexia nervosa. So, an anorectic, which is the noun form of someone who is an anorexic person, will use their ability to control what goes in their body, and if laxative abuse is involved, what comes out of their body, to have some aspect of control over their life. So, being a teenager, you try to find control over your life, but you don't really have any legal control over your parents do. You might be in a volatile household. You might be in a volatile school situation. You might be in a volatile mental situation and you can't seek help, or your help isn't sufficient. So, through the mask of being insecure about your weight, you decide to use your weight and your food intake and your caloric intake and your cardio and the number on the scale to measure your control over your life. It's very subconscious. People with anorexia or bulimia don't usually realize this until they actually rationalize the fact that they do have an eating disorder. So, bulimics are more likely to seek help than anorexics because binging and purging is much less socially acceptable than going on a strenuous diet or a fast. You could easily say a fast is for religious reasons or because you just are feeling under the weather and you need to give your stomach a break. Or it's easy to say, oh, I ate earlier. It's much easier to get away with anorexia than with bulimia. No noises are involved with the toilets and no laxative boxes hidden. But either way, it's a control issue. Anorexia in this culture, and I'm speaking on American terms, we have an abundance of food and barely anyone in America is actually starving. Therefore, the exact opposite of what is available is what's going to deem someone as successful, and that would be the ability to be thin, and that's the ability to resist food. Whereas in maybe an African culture or Ethiopia, a larger woman would be more desirable or be seen as more successful, like in ancient cultures, due to the fact that they had such a supply of food when food supplies weren't as abundant as they are in America and many other countries today. So society does play a role with anorexia and with bulimia as well. Um, Although bulimia is much more impulsive than anorexia. Anorexia is much more of a perfectionist uh, disorder. So this dates very far back. Eating disorders of all types, but it is very based on society and what's readily available. Seeing as food is readily available even to most poor people in America. You know, the people you see on the street with no homes, probably overweight. Don't ask me how. Actually, yeah, don't ask me how because it's disgusting. They dig out of the trash. And they take your leftovers, fat asses, and eat it, and they themselves get fat. So, the people who wish to gain subconscious control over their life, whether or not they know it or not, will take the food and the abundance away and become simpletons as far as that goes. So, that's my explanation for anorexia and control. When all that's left to control is yourself and your life, even as a 20-year-old, you're going to take it and run with it. If that means you end up looking like a corpse, that's what it means. It's better to gain control in other aspects, but until someone helps us find those other aspects, this is what we're working with, and that is food. I hope you gained some insight from my explanation. Thank you for watching this very off video. This webcam is horrible. Thank you and have a good evening. Goodbye.